Ó ní agbára. Lẹ́yìn ikú Muhammadu Buhari, ẹ wá gbọ́ gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà tí bàbá olóyè Adéníyì Adéyẹmọ jáde tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìwà burúkú tí Muhammadu Buhari hù sí wọn, tí wọ́n sọ pé Muhammadu Buhari, you are dead now, you are dead now. Ọ̀ràn ṣe ẹkú sáwọn, ó fẹ́ pa àwọn, is a criminal person, is a criminal man. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ àlè, ẹ̀yin ọmọ àlè, ọmọ Fúlàní kan wá ń jáde, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í sẹnu wátawàta, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í sẹnu wótówótó, ẹ ń sọ fún olóyè wípé ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ yẹn kí wọ́n kó jẹ, kí wọ́n tún ọ̀rọ̀ wọn sọ padà. Torí kíni? Torí kíni? Tí nǹkan wọ́ọ̀lù ọpọlọ yìí, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní ọpọlọ mọ́ ni. Ọmọ àlè níyì, ó ti fi hàn pé ọmọ àlè níyì, ọmọ Fúlàní yẹn kì í ṣe ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá. Torí tẹ́ bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá ní ni, ẹ ní sọ owó ọba ń jáde lẹ́nu pẹ̀lú gbogbo ìwà burúkú tí Muhammadu Buhari hù sí olóyè àti gbogbo ìran Yorùbá. Àti gbogbo ìran Yorùbá. Nígbà tó lóye sọ̀rọ̀, tẹ́ ń kọ́ dẹ́mọ̀ tó lóye sọ, tẹ́ ń sọ wípé olóyè ń fi kú yọ Buhari ni. Ta ni wọ́n bá fi kú yọ tí ẹ bá ṣe Buhari? Àkùtùkọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀run. Ta ni wọ́n bá fi kú yọ tí ẹ bá ṣe Buhari? Ṣé Buhari wà tó dá fún wọn Yorùbá ni? Ṣé ó fẹ́ràn wò wá ni? Àbí nǹkan ń jẹ lórí ọpọlọ yín ni? Ṣé nǹkan ń jẹ lórí ọpọlọ yín tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni? Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó lóye sọ, tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó lóye sọ, ṣé nǹkan ń wọ̀ ọpọlọ yín ni? Ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ igbó ọ̀rọ̀ tó lóye sọ yẹn kò yẹ kó sọ kíníkan, ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ kẹ́ máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò yẹ kí ọmọ ọkọ kọ́ máa sọ, òun lẹ́yìn sọ. Ó fi hàn pé ọmọ àlè níyí, ọmọ Fúlàní yín, ẹ sọ ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá. Tó ló bá yẹ kó ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá níyí ni, ẹ ní sọ owó ọba ń jáde lẹ́nu. Mo wá challenge yín lórí fídíò mi fẹ́ play yìí, lórí fídíò mi fẹ́ play yìí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé bí ẹ ti rí Buhari gbà, bẹ́ẹ̀ fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tí olóyè sọ, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà, ẹ̀yin olórí ibú dédé yìí. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ẹ wá gbọ́rọ̀ burúkú tóun náà sọ nípa Muhammadu Buhari yìí tẹ̀ ń defend. Tọ́mọ ti ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọ̀dá nípa àbúrú tó wù fóun, bẹ́ẹ̀ máa lè Fúlàní wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé nǹkan tọ́mọ yín sọ ọ̀dá. Ìbádàkẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ sí Buhari náà, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sóun náà, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sóun náà. Kí ló ń fẹ́ pè fún wa yìí? Kájọ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ nípa Buhari bẹ́ẹ̀ yín defend. Torí pé olóyè sọ̀rọ̀, torí pé olóyè sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ìwà burúkú tí Buhari wù fún. Tóbi wá fọ́ ni tí wá di ni tí àwọn pọ́pọ́tà àárín ìgbà tí Buhari fi wá tó fi ọmọ Yorùbá dání nígbà tí ń ṣèjọba Nàìjíríà láti kó tẹ́nu ẹ̀. Ṣé Buhari ni? Dáwọn ìran ẹ̀ tí ń pa wá ni wọ́n ń jí wa gbé. Àwọn ìran ẹ̀ wọn ò ṣe káwọn bàbá wa rí oko dá mọ́, wọn ò ṣe káwọn ìyá wa rí odò lọ mọ́. Ó ti bọ́dà mọ́ wa lórí. Tí ojú yín fọ́ ni gbogbo ẹni. Fábàrí ẹ̀ ó tún rí àwọn ayé àṣà tí àwọn apénipa púpọ̀ lọ pa olóyè mọ́lé torí pé ń jà fún rẹ̀. Torí pé ń jà fún rẹ̀, torí pé ìwà táyé àwọn Fúlàní wù tí ò dá, tí ò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn nígbà ó dìde fún o. Ló dìde nígbà tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ o. Ìgbẹ́ ẹ mọ́ pa ìran tòun mọ́, ìpàdé ẹ̀ pa àwọn tòun ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Nǹkan tí Ìgbòho dáhùn sí lọ́wọ́ Muhammadu Buhari nìyẹn o, tó fi rán àwọn ayáṣẹ́ kan lọ pa mọ́lé tọ́lẹ́dùn wọn fi kó yọ àtàwọn alálẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń wá rán tó lọ pa tí ó kù mọ́ tọ́lẹ́ pé òun alápàájí ọ̀fìn ìbálà táwa ń mọ̀ ní ìsìn. Ẹni tó wá rán ẹ̀kún kọ́ lọ pa yẹn, òun ló wá kú ní ìsìn. Ó wá kú táì kú, Ìgbòho wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ inú ẹ̀ jáde. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Fúlàní kan tẹ́ ìpa ẹran ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń mọ Fúlàní ni yín, ẹ̀ wá ń jáde bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà lẹ́nu yín tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ. ọ̀rọ̀ ló wà lẹ́nu yín ẹ̀yin sọ pé nǹkan tí gbogbo dání kò sọmọ Yorùbá tó fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ lẹ pa gbogbo ẹ̀wọ̀n wáta ló fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ gbogbo Yorùbá ló nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí nǹkan tí gbogbo dání ẹ̀rọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí tó yára mọ̀ pé Fúlàní ní ìran Fúlàní ní ẹ̀sọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀sọmọ Yorùbá àti ajígini àjígini ajígini tí ń kóòtù kan tó gbé ẹ̀kọ́ mọ kóòtù gbogbo pátá a mọ̀ pé ìran Fúlàní nìyí wọ́n rán yín wá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti wá dà wá rú ni òun lẹ̀ fi ń gbìjà Fúlàní torí tẹ̀ bá ṣe Fúlàní nìyí ni wá ìtẹ́ ìmọ̀ gbìjà Fúlàní tó pọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìwà burúkú tí Fúlàní tó rù sí tó ti ní fọ́ ni ẹ̀yin òru nǹkan tí Buhari ṣe fún Ìgbòho ṣá ni tẹ́ ẹ̀ rí ni tí yàtọ̀ pé ẹ̀rí ni ẹ̀wọ̀n tó gbé Buhari kọ́ lọ́wọ́ pa Ìgbòho ṣá ta ló wà ń jọba ta ní ìṣèjọba nígbà tí àwọn DSS lọ ká Ìgbòho mọ́lé tí DSS ló ń gbà ó ṣàyédé gbé mọ́tò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan ló pàṣẹ fún wọn tí Buhari bá pàṣẹ fún wọn ṣé wọ́n ṣàyédé dìde wọ́n pọ̀ sọ́nà ni ṣé wọ́n ṣàyédé dìde wọ́n pọ̀ sọ́nà àtàwọn sọ́jà àti àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kan àwọn ọmọ àlè Yorùbá kan bí irú tẹ̀yìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ni o wọ́n pa wá pọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí olóyè torí pé ń jà fún ẹ̀ torí pé ń sọ pé ẹ mọ́ pa ìran tòun mọ́ àbí àwọn fẹ́ mọ́ lọ sọ́wọ́n àrèmọ́bọ̀ Ọlọ́run ti fún yín ṣe Ọlọ́run fún yín ṣe torí Olódùmarè mọ̀ pé ìjà ẹ̀tọ́ ni Ìgbòho ń jà ní olùfi ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin ìka ìyẹn yìí ẹ̀yin ọ̀bàyé jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ yìí ìjẹkújẹ tẹ́yìn jẹ lábẹ́ Fúlàní ẹ̀ta ìran yín gbogbo yẹn ọba kùtẹ́kọ̀ kàn yín kí ló dé ẹ̀yin ẹrú Fúlàní wa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sí Ìgbòho ṣá tó rọ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ sọ mo ṣàlẹ́jì yín o pílò ní wẹ́ pè fún wa yìí mo ṣàlẹ́jì ẹ̀yà ẹ̀dẹ̀ bọ́ta kẹ́ẹ̀dú sọ̀rọ̀ sí dìmáyì tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí torí tó fẹ́ Buhari bá ṣe dáadáa ni ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ní sọ tọ́wọ́ bá ṣe dáadáa ni ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú nípa Buhari nígbà tó kú tẹ̀yìn ọ̀rọ̀ dára tó ṣe ní ọ̀sọ̀ kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tó sọ yìí àwọn tó ń Buhari ò sí dáadáa criminal man ni ẹgbẹ́ bọ̀rọ̀ tó lóye sọ is a criminal person is a criminal man ọ̀daràn ni kò sẹ́ni fi kú rẹ̀ ọ́ àmọ́ tẹ́yẹ̀ bá ṣe dáadáa tó bá kò lé ayé yìí dáadáa tó ṣe yẹn láti mọ ìròyìn ẹ̀ àmọ́ tẹ́yẹ̀ bá ṣe burúkú sí ẹ̀ tó bá ti kò lé ayé yìí burúkú tó ṣe ẹgbẹ́ láti mọ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ Buhari ṣe burúkú fún tiwa pọ̀ ó ṣèkà fún ìran Yorùbá pọ̀ kí ló dé ìkàdé sílẹ̀ láti ìbọn mẹ́rin sí i láti wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀yìn Yorùbá Fúlàní ń pààrọ̀ èèyàn káàkiri Nàìjíríà ẹ wò ó bó ní pààrọ̀ èèyàn káàkiri Nàìjíríà ẹ wò ó ẹ mọ̀ lẹ́ni sọ̀rọ̀ ju ẹni kí n play fídíò náà fún wa kí ẹ tó fi já wa gbọ́ ẹ bá pín ètò ìkọ́ lọ dáadáa ẹ bá ń pín kọ́ lọ dáadáa ẹ dì mọ́gbàgbé láti bá mi subscribe tó yí ṣàlẹ̀ mi gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sẹnu wátawàta tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sẹnu wótòwòtò sólóyè lórí ọ̀tọ̀ sọ nípa Buhari wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí eléyìí náà o ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí eléyìí náà ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí eléyìí náà kí ló ní wọ́n pè fún wa yìí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹnì sọ nínú fídíò yìí wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sóun náà tó bá jẹ́ pé dáadáa ló bá sọ nípa Buhari tó bá jẹ́ pé dáadáa ló bá sọ nípa Buhari wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sóun náà o tí ẹ bá wá lè jáde sọ̀rọ̀ sí a jẹ́ pé bàbá ńlá ọmọ àlè ní bàbá ńlá ọmọ àlè òun ni ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ against Ìgbòho ṣá lórí ọ̀tọ̀ sọ ṣẹ́ni gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká wo fídíò náà ẹ máa bá wa ká lọ ẹ ṣe gan ni.
And that is what we are going to talk about. Buhari as a person or as a leader was the greatest calamity that befell Nigeria since maybe modern history. It was the mistake that should not have been made. And what we are suffering in Nigeria is the ghost of the Buhari administration. A leader who ruled without empathy for the living and did never honor the life of the dead. Death is not a canonization of evil men to becoming saints, or it's not a baptism that washes away original sin. Everything we spend our time doing as we live is what will be discussed, and the legacy. And the way Nigerians will mourn is their own way to grieve, and everybody should stick with the truth. Because at the end of it all, we should know that when we are alive and we have the opportunity, then we should do what we want to be discussed when we die. If there is anything that culminates, I think, the Buhari legacy, it will be October 20th, 2020. Imagine if his son, his only son, Yusuf, was amongst the innocent Nigerians who were seated at the toll gate, waving their country's flag and singing the national anthem, protesting police brutality. What was his response? Unleashing firearms at peaceful protesters, amongst many others. His own chief of army staff died in a plane crash in the line of duty. President Buhari did not leave the villa to go and pay his last respect at the military cemetery. The former president, who he toppled his government, Shagari, died in December of 2018, 28th of December. He was buried on the 29th. Buhari never went there.
Just my people, as the hurt, it don't happen. For your Buhari, then I'm going to regret saying become president of Nigeria, because the thought say Buhari is the greatest calamity that has ever happened to Nigeria. Make una allow Buhari rest in peace. But want to talk too much, so please kindly share this video. Everybody see what this guy talk. Watch, share, and drop your thoughts in the comment section.
So there was this disdain and the ruling or leading of Nigeria like a monarch. 78 persons were buried in a mass burial in Benue State, killed within security under Buhari's administration. He did not raise a finger. So look, no matter how much you want to whitewash anything, it is important that people stick to the truth. And our current leaders should know that power is transient, and even the worst of tyrants still have an end. So we must do with power what it is needed for the good of people.
So you're saying that Nigerians should not forget why people mourn? Because again, you know, the federal government has come out to say tomorrow is a public holiday, Tuesday, public holiday. What do you say to that? Do you think that is the right thing to do?
Well, I think that politicians will do what they need to do. The government will do what they need to do. And by the way, Buhari and Tinubu are each other's legacies. They inherit themselves and complement themselves in failure. So whatever it is that they do, one of the greatest mischief of the Buhari presidency was the fact that a man who was the beneficiary of a seemingly free and fair election that was conducted by the former President Jonathan could not at least bequeath the legacy of free and fair elections to Nigeria. And that is why we are where we are today. So whatever the political class are doing, it is up to them. Let every Nigerian mourn the same way that they want. I mean, a lot of lives were lost under the Buhari presidency. So we have thoughts and prayers that are shared across Plateau, Benue, and every other state. So Buhari is just one person too that has died like every other person. So every other one who is in power now should also learn the lesson, including myself who is speaking, because we will all leave at some point.
All right, let's take this phone call. Welcome to Joe on Air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Eva. I'm calling from Lẹyìn.
All right, we're talking about the passing of late President Muhammadu Buhari. What would you say his legacy was or is?
It's to show you how bad it is. It's a legacy that I've forgotten. To show you, because I don't care about it. What your guest is saying there is the truth. I don't care about it. When I even saw the news, I was like, oh, okay, somebody is dead. And I moved on. I didn't wait to find out details. I didn't wait because you know how, like he said, you cannot compel South Africans to mourn over Nelson Mandela. I mourned over Nelson Mandela. I'm not a South African. I'm a Nigerian because I know the value of good leadership. But I knew when I was way younger when he was head of state the first time, and then now, I'm sorry, there's nothing to discuss about. Yes, the only good thing that came out of this is that we have public holiday tomorrow. That's the only good thing. The rest, there's no legacy to remember. Please.
All right.
Let's forget it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. We have to move on from that and go straight into the ADC coalition. This is what has been the talk of the town. The ADC coalition. We have David Mack, as the acting interim chairman. We have former governor of Osun State, Raphael Beshola, as the secretary. We have, key leader Atiku is there, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi. When you heard about this coalition, did you feel like this is a step in the right direction?
Jay, I just want us to be honest and realistic, because Nigerians, we have been through too much of bad governance, and we have been here before. What is the reason why we believe that we need a coalition to, unseat an incumbent? It is because everyone knows that INEC is the weapon formed against Nigeria. People do not have trust or faith in the electoral process to be free and fair. So for you to take out a sitting government, there must be coming together of all opposition. If not, if you split the votes, you automatically you give a second term to whomever that is incumbent. We had it in 2014. It bettered the Buhari government, and this is where we are today. So I am skeptical about coalitions that are interested in power for the sake of power. People should not take power that is meaningless, that you use to enrich yourself for self-gratification or financial aggrandizement. We must get a system where Nigerians can elect their leaders in a free and fair manner, so that when the person gets into power, he is beholden to Nigerians and not a coalition that brought them there. But as it is today, because we have failed to fix INEC and elections are closed, the coalition is important. It is good that we come together, but it must be power that is going to tackle insecurity, hunger, inflation, youth unemployment, and. So as good as they, imagine from the coalition, and you are trying to fight a cabal or the corruption in the oil sector, and then you look at persons among the coalition who will be probably beneficiaries of whatever that is going on in that oil sector. So as good as the coalition will seem for us to liberate Nigeria by 2027, it is important that we fix our electoral process, and that is what I have been heavy on and calling on even the actors who are there. Shena so una come trust INEC. Let's fix our elections.
People are saying, is this coalition a real threat to the incumbent? Because let's be honest, one of the most powerful presidents in history is the present president that we have. A lot of people that that have gotten into office, owe him a lot of gratitude. If you think about, when President Buhari became president, President Tinubu was instrumental in making that happen. Yes, there's a coalition. Yes, Nigerians needed change, but we know that he has a very strong hand when it comes to politics here in Nigeria. So the question that people are asking is, number one, do we think that this coalition is strong enough to unseat an incumbent?
Jay, should I be honest with you? The Tinubu political clout or capacity is exaggerated. Yes. President Tinubu is not us. In fact, the confidence and arrogance of that political class and dynasty is a corrupt and criminal electoral process. President Tinubu stays in Ikoyi in Bodilon under Etiosa. In 2023, he did not vote in Ikoyi. He registered in Alausa, Ikeja. Peter Obi won Ikeja and Etiosa. That was home and away. He won Lagos. President Tinubu is the first person who won presidency by losing all the major states. He lost Kano, lost Abuja, lost his home state of Lagos, and then reversed whatever happened with the shenanigans with the FCT minister there. So look, if we fix elections, and that is why today, no matter what, if you take away criminality and thuggery, people were flogged out of polling units in Lagos during the elections. Allow free and fair election and let us taste popularity. If you take away the touts and arrogance and criminality, all the Yashine do talk and all of that, take away the Agberos, let us see who truly is Godfather and how influential. Influence is popularity. You should be able to be confident that people love you enough for them to vote for you without coercion, without bullying, or without any form of violence. So look, the ADC as it is, if they put their acts together, and if they were not that serious, the ruling party will not be as jittery as they are. All the statements you are seeing is because even the ruling party does not know how 2027 will play out. But guess what? 2027 is even beyond APC and ADC. The real opposition in 2027 and the more than 200 million Nigerians who are victims of reckless and irresponsible leadership, the persons who are in hunger, multi-dimensional poverty, victims of insecurity, that is the people's opposition. So Nigerians must wake up and rise above political figures as opposition and know that you and I, if Obi does not become president, what does he have to lose? If Atiku does not become president, he's a former vice president, one of the wealthiest persons in the country. So the real victims of what we are talking about are you and I, the average Nigerians.
All right, let's go back to those that are members there. Yes. We have David Mark. People are asking, this is a former Senate president. What did he do when he was there? We're talking about Ralph Aregbesola. Let's not forget that he was part of the former administration. Of course. We have key figures. The legacy of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is not necessarily a clean one. I mean, these are conversations, Rotimi Amechi. These are people that have been there. El Rufai. These are people that have been there, and Nigerians have come against. In fact, you've seen people say, we love Peter Obi, but if he's going to be part of this coalition, we are not interested. So what do you say? Should people just turn a blind eye to the legacy that these men already have and just hope for the best, that these men will come together and be the messiahs that we seek?
Look, Jay, as uneasy as it may seem, talking about the coalition, Nigerians must realize that everything politics is political. You will build bridges where it is necessary. You will reach consensus. You will disagree but not be disagreeable. One of the good things about a person like Peter Obi is that he has been consistent with his politics. He has always seen political parties as a vehicle to public office for public good. He has maintained it as governor. He has even said that I am desperate to see Nigeria work. Because if you decide to discountenance the ADC or the coalition, I want you to put the flip side as against what? Then maybe you are comfortable with what you have and let us live with it till 2031. What we have today is an existential threat to our corporate and national existence and territorial integrity.